The following program is closed captioned for the thinking impaired.
Now, I'd just like to say a few words right here about taxes. I pay another man to do my taxes. On account of it's just one more deduction I can take. But the postman brought my W-2 this morning, and this year they're claiming a third of all I make. Now, I'm just as patriotic as the next man, and you know I love that red, white, and blue. So I'll help to pay this rising cost of freedom, but I'll be danged if I'm gonna change my point of view. Cause every time the bureaucrats run out of money, well, Congress sucks it to the working man. And I don't think it's one bit funny when they take so much of my money and do things with it I don't understand. I don't know why they feel they've got to squeeze us, but I'll tell you just exactly where I stand. I believe that 10% is good enough for Jesus. Well, it ought to be enough for Uncle Sam. Woo. Now some of them folks that we've been sending off to Congress think that all they've got to do is spend and spend. But you know, you can't run a family, much less a country, with more money going out than coming in. And that old debt just keeps on getting bigger. Yeah, and we're all gonna have to pay, so don't you laugh. Cause one day soon you might just look down at your paycheck and figure out that they done started taking half. And every time the bureaucrats run out of money, well, Congress sucks it to the working man. And I don't think it's one bit funny when they take so much of my money and do things with it I don't understand. I don't know why they feel they've got to squeeze us, but I'll tell you just exactly where I stand. I believe that 10% is good enough for Jesus. Well, it ought to be enough for Uncle Sam. I said that 10% is good enough for Jesus. Well, it ought to be enough. You know, times get tough. It ought to be enough for Uncle Sam.
If 10% is good enough for Jesus, it ought to be enough for Uncle Sam. And enough said on that level, I guess. That was Ray Stevens. Hi, and welcome to the 32nd podcast of the Brain Sandwich Show. Mike Madonna sitting in tonight, and I'm going to continue to put together these movie reviews for you. Tonight you'll be hearing Mom, Plutonium Baby, and Bloody Moon. And of those three, I've only seen Mom. I think I have it somewhere in the basement, but anyhow, these were reviews that they did, as late as 20 years ago. Most of them don't have dates on them, so I don't know when they were actually originally done, but it doesn't really matter. So back to back, Mom, Plutonium Baby, and Bloody Moon. If you need to get a hold of us, brainboys@AOL.com. If you want to send a message to Jim or Jay, just send it to that address, and I will forward it to them, and they'll reply when they can. So here is Mom. Talk to you later.
Are you guys watching those god-awful movies again?
Oh, no, we're watching It's a Wonderful Life.
That's right, with Jimmy Stewart.
And Donna Reed.
It's our favorite.
Well, you guys better hurry up and watch that movie because Mom needs you to run some errands around the house.
Oh,
What?
no, not Mom.
I can help you with that?
No, I don't
Now,
know.
come on,
movie
guys.
too.
You promised Mom 2 weeks ago that you would help her around the house to get some things done.
Oh, come on,
Oh.
we're just got this all set
Okay.
up.
All right, we'll help Mom around the house, but we want to watch the movie first.
Well, hey, anyway, Mom told me that after you help her with the errands, she wants to have you for dinner.
Ah!
Mom just wants to have you for dinner?
Ah!
What's wrong with you guys? Mom just wants you for dinner. Oh, you guys are crazy. You guys are crazy. You guys are so crazy. Just stop it right now. Get your movie watch and get over to Mom's.
Is she gone? Wait a minute.
What?
Is she gone?
Yeah.
I think she's gone. What are you screaming about?
I don't know. What are you screaming
Oh,
about?
I know. It's right.
What?
I forgot, yeah. What she said. That mom must have
What?
dinner.
What? What?
Oh, no, stop.
Oh, I
stop.
don't have to scream
Don't
anymore?
No, quit
Oh,
screaming.
I'm sorry.
What she said, about mom wants to have
Yeah,
us for dinner.
yeah.
Well, that's the movie we got tonight.
Mom must have had you for dinner?
Well, not exactly. It's called Mom. It's about this guy's mom.
Yeah?
Yeah, but she's not like any kind of mom. Well, maybe some moms. But
Yeah,
not just
yeah.
any mom.
Yeah?
Because this mom does something really kind of different.
What?
She runs around and she kills everybody. That's
Right,
right.
that sounds like
Then
just
she
a
eats
lot of
them.
fun.
Yeah, she eats them.
Oh, okay, let's put it in.
Good.
All right.
Clay.
You can't hurt me. Didn't your mother tell you? No one can hurt me.
You're crazy.
Or your mother. No longer will she suffer from human frailties.
You're crazy!
True, Clay. That arthritis is gone.
Then it was psychosomatic in the first place.
A logical explanation. I only think I need living flesh, right? And I somehow persuaded your mother that I turned her into a flesh eater. Hypnosis, perhaps.
Flesh eater?
Vampire, werewolf, ghoul, it's all the same.
You really believe this crap, don't you?
Yes, I did persuade your mother. But it wasn't hypnosis.
Nestor!
You bastard!
Oh, a truly stirring opening scene from this week's movie, Mom. An epic video release in conjunction with RCA Home Video. I don't know when this thing came out, but I imagine it was in the last couple of years. Jim, this has got to reach new depths for bad movie making. Mom is really one of the worst things I've ever seen. I know that just by looking at your face, the little smile, the little gleam in your eye, you'd like it. And I know I'm going to jump the gun this time, Jim, because I know the reason that you like this is because Bob Hunka did the music, right?
No, that wasn't
Well,
it
it's
at
the only
all.
reason you ever like these movies is because somebody with a stupid name did something. So I'm just going to jump the gun here. Bob Hunka with the music. Daryl Berger played somebody who was eaten in this. I know you found that really ironic
Well, yeah, I did like that one.
with Daryl Berger. But other than that, what does this movie have going for it? I say absolutely nothing. It's really got to be at the very bottom of movie making art.
Jay, this is a fine little movie here. I mean, it really is. I mean, it was well filmed. It was well acted. It wasn't like these hokey movies where they grab some people off the street and say, "Hey, you want to be a star?" and and they go, "Well, sure, I do." They pay them $50 and they make a horror film. It's not. These are real actors here. I mean, it was nice.
Wait,
It was a nice
name
movie.
one
It
of
got
them.
set up. Huh?
One of them. One actor who you heard of before.
Stella Stevens, Jay.
That's right.
Stella Stevens was
Stella
in there.
Stevens plays Beverly Hills.
Beverly
A hooker
Hills,
that-
right? And we'll
hooker
hear
with the
from her
heart
in a
of
little
gold,
bit. Yes.
who winds up having it eaten out later on.
She does. I tell you. Well, as long as she came up, Jay, we might as well talk about her. I didn't realize it was her at first. I mean, what was the last thing you saw Stella Stevens in?
I can't remember.
See, that me neither. So I didn't realize it was her at first. And here's this hooker,
Her
right?
heart eaten out, actually, Jim.
Well, she had something eaten out anyway.
It was her either heart or liver or something.
Yeah. Anyway, so here's this hooker. She plays this hooker, and I swear to God, Jay, this dress, I don't know how they held it up. It was like oysters on the half shell, and she wandered around through part of the movie, and it was incredible. I don't know how it stayed up, Jay. And she was running around, jumping, and it stayed up. It was incredible.
It was amazing, but of course, like I said,
But that's not why I like the movie.
Her character was short-lived.
It
anyway.
was, but it was a nice character because she sat down and she goes, "Hi, I'm Beverly," and then she grabs herself and goes, "These are my heels."
Well, actually, we have that clip.
Well, we've already
She
talked
says
about
it
it.
better than you
well,
do
of course
anyway.
she does.
Oh,
Okay, we'll
let's let
talk
her
about
play.
her later. But Jay, this character, the guy at the beginning, you heard him talking. The evil Nestor, whatever his name is, Nesco, whatever his name was. He had such a great voice. I bet this guy was a blues singer. I bet he was a blues singer turned actor because he couldn't make any money singing the blues, and he had this great voice, so he could be a villain all the time. See, and he had a great voice. Now, don't you agree that he had a great voice?
I'm looking for a little place quiet out of the way that I can call home.
In fact, you know who he
That
sounds
was
like?
it.
He
Yeah,
sounds like
great
Artie
book.
on Fridays.
I guess
He
you kind of
does.
right about
He
that.
sounds like Artie. He does. If you're listening, Artie, this is you. This is your brother here. Anyway, he had a great voice, and this guy turns into this giant monster, Jay, and he eats people's stomachs out and stuff. But he particularly likes pregnant women, for some reason. Now they didn't go into it in the movie, but for some reason, and when so he comes to live with Mom. See, she had a room for rent, and he pretends he's a blind guy. Well, she tries to feed him vegetables one night. Now, see, this is just like real moms do. That's why I like this movie. She's a real mom. She tries to feed him vegetables, Jay.
Jim, she eats her daughter.
Yeah, but that was afterwards. She tries to feed Nestor vegetables.
Doesn't matter whether it's afterwards. She said, how could she be a real mom? She ate her daughter.
And then she
Not to
realized,
mention half the population of the town.
well, but her daughter sent her stupid slippers every year for Christmas. She never came to visit her at all, and that's what you get when you don't visit your mother. They'll eat you.
Jim, you sent your mother slippers every Christmas for about 9 years, and you're still walking around.
No, I didn't send her slippers. I slipped her senders. Never mind. Anyway, so she tried to give him vegetables.
Wait, no, go back. What is
Get
that?
out of my thing. Get out of there.
You slipped her senders. Now, what did that mean?
Nothing.
What's a
Jim.
sender?
It was just stupid.
No, explain it to me. What was going on in your mind when you said something
sender?
stupid? Yeah, what is it?
You know, a sender's one of them things that fly out of them volcanoes.
No, come on, seriously. Now you're
It
just
is.
coming
That's
up.
what it is, Jay.
No.
We're
You're
talking about the movie.
No, we're not. This is indicative of why we have so many problems doing these reviews.
Why?
Because of the innatity. I mean, I try to make a point, and you come back with some ludicrous.
What point did you make? You tried to say that she ate her daughter. Big
no,
deal.
I wanted to say what I was trying to say is that your comment that she was like any other mother is ludicrous.
Well, she
because
was up until the time that Nestor bit her.
She ate her daughter, and she tried to eat her son. Now wait, now on
she's
top
trying
of
to
that,
feed him meat. See,
it doesn't matter. Wait, hold on.
What?
On top of that, I said that you tried to say that she was justified in eating her daughter because the daughter sent her slippers for 10 years in a row, and I said, well, you sent your mother slippers, and she didn't eat you, and you said no, you slipped her senders. Now what does that mean?
It doesn't mean anything, Jay. It was just
seriously,
stupid.
what was going on in your head when you said that?
It was just I don't know. It could have been better.
It could have been a lot better, but this just shows why.
Jay! Oh my God!
What
It's
is
Mom.
that? What is that stuff?
That's
What is that?
disgusting,
Gee,
Gene.
what
That's
is
the
it?
kind of green mask stuff. If you could see Jay's wife
What
here,
is it?
Gene.
Gene,
she's
come here.
got this
Come here. What is it?
this green glowing stuff on her face. It is
This is
too
a facial
green.
mask. This is to make
It's
me
green.
beautiful.
Oh, it makes you
Gene,
so beautiful.
Yeah, you're
Gene.
already beautiful, Gene. That does nothing for you.
But this is why
You
I am
really should
beautiful,
take it
dear.
off. I think you're much more beautiful with it off.
Oh, thank you.
What happens when it dries?
It makes my face shrivel up like a prune.
I've seen her
Ah.
in there chipping it off
There
with
we
a
go,
ball
yeah.
peen hammer and a
No, that was
You're probably
Screwdriver.
better off to crush up the dead flies you got in the bathroom and put that
that
on your
was
face.
another kind of facial mask. This is a different kind. This is a different company that I'm trying now.
It's one of your special sale price masks.
Oh, it's the
that you got?
non-concrete mask?
No.
Gene, that looks awful. It
Thank
does,
you.
yeah.
Thank you.
Well, it was appropriate, though.
This is one of the times I wish this was TV. You know, you
Yeah,
never know.
If you could just see her.
If you could see what my wife looks like.
It's
Where-
like a
Come
worst
here,
scene
honey
out of
pie.
the worst soap opera you've ever seen in your life. So now that she's got him occupied, she tried to feed him vegetables, see, and he didn't like that. So she tried to feed him meat, and then she knocked his glasses off. And then once she knocked their glasses off, that's when he turns into this monster, see. But he doesn't eat her, Jay. He just bites her.
Hang on a
and-
second, Gene. Before you go, I just want to do one.
And
one
like
quick
a
thing.
werewolf, he turns her into a flesh eater too. That's the
Jen,
whole premise of the
Let
story.
me just ask you one thing. Just see how you react to this, okay? I said, you sent your mother slippers for 10 years. And Jim says, no, I slipped her senders for 10 years. What is your immediate reaction to that?
That you're both stupid like I've always known you two to be.
Why is this
All
stupid?
right, Gene, that's good.
Why is that stupid? His remark is stupid. Mine's very cogent.
Are you just practicing tongue twisters? Is that
Yeah, that's what I
No,
was doing.
He's practicing being a moron, and he doesn't need any
I don't have to
practice.
practice, Jay.
Okay, I'm sorry.
All right,
I'm
look,
sorry.
we wasted
Let's
enough
not,
time on this.
We
We
won't
got plenty
belabor
of
the
things to
argument.
talk
I
about.
know that, but Jim, this
You're
is exactly
belaboring the
why.
argument.
This is exactly why we
Jay,
never
I
get
admitted
anywhere.
it was stupid. You belabored
But
the
you
argument.
admit it every single time, and you still keep doing it,
Because
time
it's
after
fun.
time after time.
It's fun.
It's moronic. It's
All right.
insipid. And that's
It's
why
fun.
we never come to any kind of real consensus about these movies, because you have to get onto these ridiculous things about slipping your senders. I don't even know what you're talking about. I'm not going to do anything till you explain to me what it means. Then we can go on with the movie review. What does slipping her senders mean? Jim? What does it mean? Okay, all right. So you win by just silence. Go ahead with your
I
review.
told you already, Jay. It doesn't mean anything.
Okay, let's go on. Let's go on
I
with the
told
review.
you that 60 numbers ago, that it doesn't mean anything.
60 numbers you mean on the tape.
On the tape, yes. It doesn't mean a thing.
Okay, let's go on with the movie review. Why do you like it?
I tried to tell you, but you wanted to bring up this Slipter Senders thing.
That's not so
So
bad.
anyway, so he bites her and turns her into a flesh eater too. Okay, so that's when she eats her daughter, and that's when things kind of turn around. So anyway, so they go out one night, and Nestor's supposed to be blind, right?
But
so
instead he slipped her senders.
right.
And that's
He
the end
slipped
of the
her
movie.
senders, That's the end of the
that's it.
movie, and she hated everybody. So she hops in a cab with Nestor, who's supposed to be blind, and she's supposed to be sick. Well, the son just happened to drive up at that time, see him hop in a cab, so he follows him, and he follows him down to the wino district, where all the winos are around, sitting around getting drunk or sleeping it off, and they pick one up and they take him and buy him breakfast at this diner.
You want another shot of that vodka? I'm going to the kitchen.
No, I'm fine, and then they bring him back, and he sees her and Nestor eating this guy. She's down there with her gray hair, and blood coming off her chest. And this is the line that he gives her when he gets her in the car, and he gives her this line when he's coming back. This is the greatest line, Jay, that I've ever heard in my whole life. You love this.
Don't ever talk to me like that. I'm still your mother.
Still my mother. My mother just quietly and deliberately killed him and then ate him. That kind of blows all the old rules to hell, don't you think?
Yeah, I think he's absolutely right, Jay. Don't you think that kind of blows the old mother rules?
Yep, Jim just slipped her some senders
Yeah.
right there on
You're not
screen.
going to let it drop, are you? That's all I'm going to hear for the rest of this review. Fine. I loved it. I'll give it a 4. Thanks to Star Video. That's
wait a
it
minute,
for
wait
the
a minute,
movie
no.
review.
Why do you want to do that? Now, see, that's just
Because
that's
you're being
no,
just as stupid as I
that's
was.
just that's
But at
your
least
passive,
I'm not. Yeah, but see,
It's
I'm
your
not.
passive-aggressive personality coming out again. This time it's on tape for all the world to hear.
All right.
Come on,
sure.
what else? You got some other reason why you like this?
Well, sure,
thing.
Jay, I do. In fact, that scene that we played right at the beginning, where and that sound that you heard. When you stop. That sound you heard of him screaming
That's right.
was the son, Carl. What was his name? Clay. That's right.
Kevin.
Oh, there's another
Kevin.
line that Stella Stevens has. It's really good.
Okay, good.
Clay had just stabbed Nestor with 3 knitting needles, right? So he just runs him through. Well, Nestor keels over, and there's this liquid comes out, and he goes. And of course, Clay thought he killed him, right? Then about 5 seconds later, his eyes pop open. He gets back up, and he says, "I haven't had this much fun in years." It's like,
That's great. Now, why do you like the movie?
Jay, I'm telling you why I
okay,
like
all
the
right,
movie.
all right.
It's because she slipped her some senders. It's,
Okay, right. That's what I said, Jim. It's not worth it anymore.
Is there any reason why you didn't like the movie?
Yeah, no, I really like the movie a lot. I'll give it 5 lobotomies because he slipped her some senders.
We're
That's
not
all I'm
done
going to
yet.
say.
No, we're
no,
not
I'm going
done
back
yet.
in the kitchen. That's
All
it.
right, just a minute. Well, where's the?
What?
Oh, there it is. Okay. Well, we gotta. Okay. There's not many more scenes that we can play.
Thank goodness.
But we got to get to Stella Stevens again because she had a couple of great lines when he first meets her, but it's way back, and we got to run through this a little bit.
I'll go in
okay?
the kitchen and pour some more vodka. You run
Okay,
it back
good
to Stella
idea.
Stevens.
Good idea.
Most kind. Most kind. I'm Beverly. And these are my hills. What's your name, sweetheart?
Clay.
Clay. Oh, that's a nice name. Very down to earth.
See, she liked it too, Jay. Yeah.
Yeah, see,
I would have never guessed that was Stella Stevens. I mean, look, it's just she was good. She was very good, I thought, as a hooker.
but that kind of humor is nothing compared to Slipped Her Some Cinders.
Oh,
Jim.
no, it isn't. That's right. It took many years to work up a line like
talk about
that.
some real gutbuster laughs, you know. Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry, Jim. I don't mean to keep bringing up the
It's
stupid
okay, Jay.
moronic remarks that you make.
Okay, so anyway, Jay, the son gets so despondent that his mother's eating out every night that he decides to get wasp take-in, you know. I don't know. Anyway, so he's going to get this hooker drunk and bring her home and let mom eat her right there at the house. You know, going to eat in tonight. But he has a change of heart, but they fall asleep and mom eats her anyway. And it's a big thing, and so eventually... Did you hear that?
Yeah, what was it?
I think mom's stomach was growling again.
Oh, is that what it was?
Yeah. So anyway, it all gets all convoluted. She ends up eating her daughter, and
One night is Chinese carryout.
That's right, Chinese carryout, not as bad. And she's a policeman and all kinds of stuff, and she finally ends up burning herself up in the kitchen. And it was just kind of a sad ending, really, because she was a nice lady. I liked her.
Despite the fact that she ate everybody in sight, including
Despite
her
the
own
fact
daughter.
that, well, I mean, you tend to overlook that. She was so nice, you know.
You're right, Jim. Great movie. As I said, five lobotomies just because she slipped her some cinders. Otherwise, I hated the movie.
I see. Okay, well, I'll give it 3.5 lobotomies, Jay. It was worth watching. It wasn't nearly as boring as many that we've seen. At least you could watch it and get something out of it without falling asleep and trying to hold your eyelids open with toothpicks. So, thanks to Star Video. Even though I don't know if they have this movie or not, but thanks anyway.
Yeah, and I actually want to thank one of Paul and Cindy, two of
Paul
our
and
listeners
Cindy,
and benefactors, for the use of this movie too.
3943 South Grand.
3143.
31?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Are you guys watching those god-awful movies again?
No, Gene, we're watching It's a Wonderful Life.
That's right, with Jimmy Stewart.
And Donna Reed.
It's our favorite. Why are you talking like that?
Yeah, what's wrong with your voice, Gene?
Because I don't know, wake up the
Plutonium.
baby!
What?
What'd you just say, Jim?
Oh, nothing, Gene, nothing.
It's Pluto. It was Bugs Bunny and Pluto that you saw him playing with today, Tori playing with.
Well, that's okay. It's all right. Why don't you just go up and check on the baby and see if everything's okay?
I don't want you guys watching those stupid movies. I don't want to hear screaming. I don't want to hear yelling. I don't want to hear chainsaws. I don't want you to do anything that might wake up
Plutonium.
the baby.
Okay.
Now I'm gonna go check up, and you better hope he's not awake.
Yeah, okay.
Good night.
Good night. Jim, it is Pluto. It's like Mickey Mouse, Pluto, Goofy. I mean, she's right. What are you talking about?
No, Jay, it's Plutonium. That's the movie we had today. Plutonium Baby.
Plutonium Baby?
Yeah, it's really neat. Yeah, here's what happens, see? There's this grandpa and this little kid, see?
Yeah.
And they're out fishing, and he's eating the fish live, raw. He just swallows them right down like some monster, you know. But there's supposed to be some baby, but you never see it really until way at the end. But then there's this woman who's kind of all deformed. There's just all these little creatures that are running around the forest, and these kids come and they're camping, and they get, one guy gets bit by this really weird looking rabbit, and then these guys come from the nuclear place, and they're running around. Yeah, it's really strange.
What are you talking about?
Well, they come from this place and they're trying to capture the kid, see, and the grandfather, and then they find this big 55-gallon drum of radioactive waste.
Yeah. Go on. Let's not even try it again. But just go on. Try radioactive waste.
They find this big drum of radioactive waste.
Yeah.
And they take the lid off. This guy pops out and he runs around and he kills everybody.
That's good. Let's just put it in quick.
It's in this letter. It's all in this letter. His mother was killed by some type of radioactivity. Only she had a baby first.
Brad, what are you talking about? The baby was stillborn.
No, it wasn't. It's him. Look at the birthmark. It's him. He's a monster. He's a killer. Don't kiss him. He's radioactive.
Well, Jay, you can kiss this one off, too. This is 1987 entertainment from Trans World Video. And
don't kiss it off, Jim. It's radioactive.
Oh, that's right. I forgot. Look, there's only one good thing about this movie, Jay, and that's that it was financed by Ajra Doofin Chowdhury.
Jim, it would have been Ashro Doofus Chowdhury if he put even a nickel into this movie. It is really bad.
He must have lost you-know-what on this, but
I'll tell you.
And the music score, Jay, was done by Low Cost Music.
That ought to tell you something,
Yeah,
Jim.
so
but
that'll
really,
tell you something.
I'll tell you. You just can't come in and watch these movies when you like. I mean, if we're going to sit here and we're going to be big-time reviewers like we've always hoped we'd be, we got to sit through the bad with the good. So I think we need to sit through this movie, Jim, and really get a good idea of it.
Sounds like something I would say to you normally in trying to convince you to watch these horrible things.
I know, Jim, but we
this
really
one is
need to do it.
especially horrible.
I know, but look, come on. Just sit down, drink a Dr. Pepper with me, and we'll just watch this movie from the start to finish.
Okay, well, let's just say, we might as well say a few things about it.
Okay, go ahead.
First of all, it's called Plutonium Baby. There's no baby.
There's no plutonium.
There's no plutonium. As far as we know, there's this big drum. This is what's great. There's this big drum that's marked danger, radioactive material with the radioactive sign on it. And these people are seeing these signs all over the woods. Danger, radioactive waste somewhere. And they're going, oh, gee, you think we ought to not go in here? Nah, we don't worry about no rag. We don't need no stinking radioactivity. And they walk in there, they take the lids off these drums, and people pop out and kill people, and and they don't, these people are morons, Jay. I mean, they just don't do it. They don't listen to anything, and it went on through the whole movie. But as you probably heard, the soundtrack was bad. The music was too loud. Usually, you couldn't
And the
hear
editing was incredible.
The editing was just
really
incredible.
wonderful. But anyway, look, just run it back to the beginning, and let's watch this thing and try to get a fair assessment of it, okay?
Okay.
Let me run it back to the start.
We got to watch it again.
Well, we're going to run it back to the start and assess this thing.
Okay, fine.
Maybe we'll find better things about it the second time around.
All right.
Well, Jimmy, get this thing back at the beginning. Let's just sit back and watch this movie.
Yeah, you got the Dr. Pepper ready?
I sure
here?
do. Let's go.
Okay,
Oh,
we're ready.
boys,
Oh,
you
no.
know,
Oh, no.
I have had such a long day. I
Gene.
think I am just going to sit back with you guys tonight and watch It's a Wonderful Life with you. It will make me feel so much better.
Oh, I'm
Are you
glad
sure,
that,
Gene?
yeah.
Now, wait a minute. What's this on the screen? What does it say here? In 1965, Emily Atkins gave birth to a 7-pound, 4-ounce baby boy. He appeared perfectly normal with just one exception. He glowed in the dark.
Half of the body for me.
Half of the body for me, too. Listen,
thanks
I
to
think I
Star
hear
Video.
the baby crying. Thanks to Star Video. The baby's crying. Let's go up and check on him.
Okay, good idea.
It's a Wonderful Life.
Let's go.
Are you guys watching those god-awful movies again?
Oh, no. We're watching It's a Wonderful Life.
What's wrong, Jimmy Stewart?
It's on the raid. It's our favorite.
Oh, I bet she's talking like that because she doesn't want to wake up the Bible.
That's right.
If you're really watching that movie, what's the main song that they play?
Oh, that's easy.
Sing that one.
Certainly we can.
Ready?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Buffalo girls, won't you come out tonight? Come out tonight. Come out tonight. Buffalo girls, won't you come out tonight and dance by the bloody moon? The bloody moon.
It's like the bloody moon.
That's the bloody moon.
It is not the bloody moon. What are you guys talking about?
It certainly is.
It certainly is. And I'll tell you what, we're just trying to get a touch of the British in
It's
it.
a little culture.
I'll tell you what you guys are. You're bloomin' idiots. Good night.
Good night,
You know, boy, it's amazing sometimes how the British and the Irish sound alike.
It
isn't
certainly is. It certainly is. But what are we talking like this for?
It's because of the movie tonight.
Oh, what?
It's the British, the international influence, the British influence.
Yeah.
Bloody Moon, it's called.
Oh, that's the movie.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
Except
Well,
there's
tell me
nothing-
about it.
Well, there's nothing British about it. It's like made in Spain or something, you know?
Oh, but we just said it because it's bloody.
Yeah.
Oh, I see.
They
I see.
always
Yeah,
say,
yeah.
they
Okay.
say that all the time.
Yeah, the
no
bloody
matter what it is.
British.
Yeah,
That's right.
all
Okay.
the time, okay. But anyway.
So what's it about?
Oh, well, it's about these crazy people. See, like there's this old lady countess who's in a wheelchair who gets her face burned up by this torch.
Yeah.
At the very beginning, and she's real rich. And then there's this other guy, he's like a kid,
Yeah.
or a young guy, and he's not very rich, but his face is all burned up too. We don't know why. It's all messed up on one side.
Oh.
But he's goofy, and he stabs this lady, and they put him in an insane asylum.
Okay.
And they let him out, see? Just about the time they let him out, there's this big battle among this lady's heirs to see who gets all of her money.
Uh-huh.
But that's not the real problem.
Well, what's the real problem?
The real problem is that all the time that they're trying to figure out who gets what in this lady's money, there's some maniac with a butcher knife who runs around
and he kills everybody.
That's
right.
That's
great. Yeah, put it in.
Have you checked in at the office yet? Oh, yeah, sure. Are you staying in the old or the new section?
In the old part, bungalow number 13. I guess it's calm, but it's certainly far away from everything.
Well, what do you know? Right beside mine. Not bad, huh?
Wouldn't if you're not superstitious about numbers. You mean number 13? No problem.
That's not all. A girl in the very same bungalow was murdered brutally in her bed. Honestly, how gruesome. That's a bit far-fetched. No, I heard about it. It's a fact. The killer used a pair of scissors and just kept stabbing her.
I'll have nightmares if you go on telling all your horror stories. You've quite a repertoire of chilling tales.
I don't tell chilling tales.
And Jim, I'll tell you who else doesn't tell chilling tales.
Who's that, Jay?
The people who made this movie. This dreadful, dreadful movie that was made by the Germans in Spain and overdubbed about 3 times so that the lip syncing isn't even remotely tied in with what's being said on the screen. It's really, really bad. This is Bloody Moon, another fabulous trans-world entertainment masterpiece that they released. Probably sat in the can for quite a while. I know by looking at your face that you like this movie, but I can't even begin to imagine why.
Jay, I don't know. I guess, I just must have an insight into some of these things more than you do, because I see all these parallels, Jay, and the first movie that comes to mind is Psycho. I mean, it's just incredible. And I
Jim,
just...
Because of the shower scene?
Well, it wasn't a shower scene, but she pulled the shower curtain back. It was kind of, suspenseful the way she pulled it back. Thought somebody was behind the curtain.
How many times have we had false scares like that? We knew there was nobody behind there. She was the heroine. We knew that she was going to make it. Well, there was nothing scary about that.
Well, and there was a guy right behind her there, when she looked in the mirror, remember?
But she wasn't scared, Jim. I mean, she's in this house, and she wipes off. This is another one it's almost gotten trite. She's wiping off the window in her bathroom, and as she wipes off the steam in the bathroom window, the face of the guy appears behind her. She was totally nonchalant. She just said, "Oh, it's the guy I met on the train." Here's this deformed guy in her living room, or actually in her bathroom. She didn't even bat an eye. She just walked into the other room like there was no problem.
Well, at least she'd seen him before. It wasn't like it was a stranger.
Yeah, they were like old friends, Jim. Okay, well, it doesn't matter. All right.
But anyway, there are a lot of other parallels, Jay, and I'm not going to get into it right now. But the one thing I like...
It's not going to make you forget Hitchcock, Jim.
Well, no, maybe not, but you'll remember this right alongside of it. I think it's beautiful. One thing I really like, Jay, is that all the women in this movie either wore see-through blouses, no top to their swimming suit, or negligees through the whole thing. It was just... a great place, wherever it was, Spain or Germany. I think all the men here should go there. If it's
I think
like
it was
that.
Spain, Jim, or somewhere in the Mediterranean.
I think it was Germans in Spain, right? Yeah.
Jim, I mean, it was so dumb.
Okay.
The women were beautiful, I suppose, but one scene that just kept recurring was this woman standing there without any top, just staring at the moon like it was some attempt to be artsy, and it just made the whole thing ridiculous.
So what's wrong with that? I mean,
Well, it's stupid.
Well, I think she was. That's what affected her brother or something. I don't know.
You're not making any sense. Tell me something else that made this movie valuable.
Okay, Jay, this movie was not only a good movie, but it was instructional too. There's a scene coming up here that instructs people in like word formation and the English language. Really, it's coming up right here.
There's a capital offense ending in R. Murder. Oh, yeah, of course, murder.
CJ, it's instructional. Crossword puzzles, and it leads you right into the movie, into the murder and everything that happens there,
That's a great scene, Jim. Hey, listen, what's a 5-letter word that starts with M and ends with N?
I don't know. What is?
Moron.
Oh, yeah, moron. Sure.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, that's what it is.
Okay, go on. What else do you like about the movie?
All right, let me get back to my Hitchcock and my Psycho parallels.
Don't start this stuff.
Why?
I know what you're going to say. Go back to this idiotic scene that I keep seeing with this woman. You keep flashing back to it. The woman standing there, no top, looking at the moon for no apparent reason. I mean, again, what on earth is that doing in the movie, and how could you like a movie that had that repeating scene? It's ludicrous.
Well, it shouldn't make any difference to you, Jay. You've sat out in the middle of Mexico in your underwear staring at the moon with our friend Dale, and it didn't seem to make any difference to you.
Okay, I had an excuse, Jim. That was a bottle and a half of mezcal.
Oh, right. That's a good excuse.
Well, I mean...
Well, maybe she'd had a bottle and a half of mezcal.
Maybe so. I don't know. Okay, all right. So I'll give you that. So maybe that's still stupid. Maybe it's not. Maybe there's a good reason for it. But there's nothing else about this movie that
Yes,
remotely.
there is. There's another parallel, Jay, to Psycho, and I've got to get it in. And I know you're gonna agree with me on this one because it's true. It's just like Psycho, and it's coming up right here, and it's just before someone gets murdered. Okay. Okay, Jay. You see, now there's the parallel. You might not notice this, but I do. I notice these things. You heard that bubbling sound that was right before this, and that was the sound of a woman having her head chopped off or something. But there was this bubbling sound. Bloop, bloop,
Then there was a
bloop,
whoop,
and then
whoop,
whoop, whoop. And then boom, somebody gets killed. Well, the same thing happens in Psycho every time just before somebody gets killed, but it's a different sound. It goes weep, 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 weep. You know, and there's that noise, you know, and then somebody comes out, boom, stabs him. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And see, now it's just a parallel. And you know, I had a great idea, and not to get away from the film. We'll get back to the film, but that's a great idea, and I think this would be fun.
Well, first of all, wait a minute.
What?
What's the stuff with the bubbles? Is the bubbling thing?
Well, I don't know. That's the sound they. Well, that's the sound they used.
And you think this is somehow innovative?
Well, yeah.
The only way this would be innovative is if the killer turned out to be Lawrence Welk, and it doesn't happen.
Schilber.
It doesn't happen.
He's not in this.
All right, so go ahead.
He's not even German or Spanish.
So go back to your whoop,
Well, I have a great idea. Now, okay, say, you know, that every killer or mass murderer or anybody out there that's you know going to murder somebody has to carry a little device with them, so that whenever they come up and they're just about to kill somebody, they have to turn this. It's a law. You have to turn the device on. It either goes weep. Well, they can have their choice. They can go weep, 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 or it can go. And when you hear that, you have a chance. You know, you can run. And you won't get killed, and I think it'll save a lot of lives, don't you?
So what happens if they don't use one?
Well, it's the law. They got to turn it on.
Yeah, but it's the law that they don't kill somebody either.
Well, I don't know, Jay. I didn't tell you how it worked. I just said it was a great idea.
Yeah,
you know,
it's a fine idea, Jay. It's a great idea.
You don't think it'll work, huh?
Whoop, 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 whoop.
Oh, no. I'm running. Okay.
All right.
I'm sorry.
Get
and
drift?
it's weep, weep, weep. You know, it's weep, weep. Okay, fine. Fine. Okay.
All right.
Fine. I got it.
Can we change?
I got it. Yes.
Now?
You know what else I loved about the movie, Jay? You know what else? No, I got to tell you. No. Okay, go ahead. Go ahead. You say something. You go ahead. You tell me what you like.
I know what you're going to tell me.
What?
You like the fact that it was directed by Rayo Casablanca.
No, it wasn't. It was directed by Jesus Franco.
Oh, sorry. And Alexander Wachter.
I don't know. I just thought his name went along with the theme of the movie here. So.
Well, Jim, all I know is that this thing can't be worth more than a half a lobotomy at the most.
What do you mean? Okay, well, I don't have anything else to play for the people out there, but it had an interesting twist at the end. The guy you thought that was doing all the killing, which was the brother that had the kind of the burn-up side of his face, you thought he was... Huh?
Jim, at the beginning, he stabbed somebody.
Well, yeah, he did, but, you know, that was a mistake. He went to the insane asylum, and he's feeling much better now. No, wait, Jay, no. No, let me just tell the end, right? So it has a neat twist. So at the end, you find out it's not even him that's doing it. It's somebody you don't even know who it is. Does that make sense? And they're walking around with... Okay. I'm going to give it 3 lobotomies. Thanks to Star Video at 3117 South Grand for providing the movie today. This is the St. Louis Brain Sandwich Video Review. Bye.